I just came across a list on Bored Panda. It's titled 25 Fun Facts About Iceland That Most People Go Their Whole Life Without Knowing. And I thought this is a great opportunity to do a reaction video. So I haven't looked at these. I put my camera up and started recording. So let's check out number 1. Iceland is the only place in the world where you can swim between 2 tectonic plates. Well, we're off to a terrible start because that's technically not true at all. I recommend Tom Scott's video on the topic. Saying that you're going between continents is a gross oversimplification of how tectonic plates actually work. Iceland's only native land mammal is the Arctic fox. Says here the animals came to the island at the end of the Ice Age. Interesting, this might be true. I've seen a fox a couple of times. They're really cute. In the town of Akureyri, traffic lights have red hearts instead of red circles. I thought this was supposed to be interesting. Let's have a look. Fun facts. Some of the lights even have like women on them. Not just men. We're trying to be inclusive. Anything but pay, equal pay. A traditional Christmas gift is considered a book. If you want to be the least favorite grandparent, then yes, you give your Icelandic grandchildren books. Icelanders developed an app that tells them if they are related to the person they are dating. Ideally, you want to check the app before you start dating, or in the line at the pharmacy while you're buying the morning after pill. Members of the same family can all have different last names. So me and my brothers all have the same name, Carlson. That's because we are Carl's sons. It's technically not a name, it's to specify who gave mommy a special hug to make us. If my dad had any daughters, it would have been Carl's daughter. Make sense? There is a giant rock in the shape of an elephant's head. Yeah, if you look at it a certain way, it kinda looks like an elephant's head. So? In Iceland there is a word meaning ice cream road trip. No, it's 2 words put together make one, ísbíltúr. This is silly. But we do eat a lot of ice cream. 54% of the Icelandic nation believes that elves exist and there is an Elfschool in Reykjavik. No, this is not true at all. Maybe 54% of people will not rule it out just in case an elf comes and murders them in their sleep. There's a lot of superstitions, I admit. But no, definitely not that many believe in elves and nobody takes this Elfschool seriously. Nobody, except maybe, 2 or 3 people, max, per 100,000. Okay, a few people believe it. Some people are just, The world's first democratically elected female president was the president of Iceland, Vigdís Finnbogadóttir, in 1980. I have heard that she's the first. I don't think we should be boasting about that. It's in the 1980s. Come on, world. She was a great president. The president of Iceland doesn't do anything, so she was really good at it. Oh wow. God damn it. Alexa, I'm working.
Try not to stab yourself in the arm.
Alexa, I'm working.
Try not to stab yourself in the arm.
I am trying to make her put the lights back, but okay, whatever. Let's carry on. Parents in Iceland often leave their babies to sleep outside in the cold. Well, that just makes them sound like horrible human beings. They put them in like padded stroller and everything. It's not like they just leave them out there to die. It apparently boosts the immune system. There are no mosquitoes in Iceland. Well, technically we have this meaflu, the tiny ones, the midgets.
Midges.
If you go to Mývatn, for example, you could come back with tons and tons of bites. But they're not gonna give you malaria or anything, and it just basically makes you itch. There are no McDonald's restaurants in Iceland. Well, no, that's true. Since 2009, they couldn't sustain it after the financial collapse in 2008. It gave back the franchise and turned it into a metro. They didn't update the menu or anything. It basically is still McDonald's, technically. It just, whatever used to be on the menu in 2008 at McDonald's because they haven't updated it. I mentioned this in my last video. Parents in Iceland have to choose names for their babies from an approved list or submit a name for approval to a naming committee. Yes, that is true, but if you can find an example of a name in the Icelandic sagas, you can use it. So technically you can call your child Darth Vader. That's because we have Darth Vader in the Icelandic sagas. Well, technically. When the movies were translated into Icelandic, they translated the name to Svarthöfði, which means blackhead. So you can, well, that's even worse. You can name your child Blackhead in Iceland. I need to do a video on this. But yeah, this committee is absolutely ridiculous. But if you see the names they have rejected, you think, okay, maybe there is some value in this, because you wouldn't want to have little Led Zeppelin running around. It is possible to drive around the whole country in less than 24 hours. So, it's small. I think you drive around the country, it's like 1,300 kilometers, or I don't know, 900 miles? Oh, they even left out Vestfirðir conveniently, and the alleged shithole in the northeast. It's not a shithole. Iceland has about 130 volcanoes, and approximately 30 of them are active. When they say active, they don't mean they're actually going off, they just mean they could go off. And mind you, that Fagradalsfjall volcano was not considered active, so this could be a complete bullshit number. The most famous food in Iceland is hot dogs. Well, that's only because Bill Clinton had one and Kim Kardashian. So it just shows how famous Kim Kardashian is, I think. But yeah, they're good. I'll do a video on that too, and how to make it at home. The colors of the Iceland's flag symbolize the three elements of the country's landscape. So, red is fire, white is ice and snow, and blue is for the mountains. That doesn't make any sense. The mountains aren't blue. But I have heard this and forgot about it because it's not interesting. Dogs as pets were banned from 1924 to 1984 in Reykjavik. Yeah, I did hear this, and I constantly see something about it. Dogs are not allowed in Reykjavik and that sort of thing. But no, that's not true at all. It is true that they were banned, yeah, but they're not anymore. Children get Christmas gifts from 13 Yule lads. Yes, and I am going to make a video about this as well, because one was cancelled. There used to be 14. The kicker is, he was actually innocent of all charges. And he was cancelled for being a pervert. And we still have Gluggagæir, which basically means window peeker. So he goes around looking through people's windows. They're called Yule lads, the proper assholes. One goes around slamming your doors. I mean, since when is that okay? Reykjavik mayor was a comedian with no political background, and he was a great mayor. When asked if it would be a complicated task to move the airport in Reykjavik to someplace else, he said, "I don't know, I have never moved an airport." Legend. Reykjavik is the world's northernmost capital. Is it? Okay. Icelandic parliament is the longest running parliament in the world. I often hear this. What does that actually mean? Who cares? There used to be a bunch of farmers meeting up on this thing, Alþingi. They were discussing things like, should we murder him or exile him or hang him, or, you know, it was chieftains coming together deciding how to rule the country. It doesn't resemble Alþingi today at all. 1st of March is the Icelandic Beer Day. Yeah, that's because on 1st of March 1989, mind you, I was finally allowed to buy my own beer. And this is because we had a prohibition until then, except you could buy wine from Spain specifically, because Spain said, well, if you want us to buy your fish, then you have to buy something in return. That's how trade deals work. Either you buy oranges or you buy wine. And the government was like, oranges? What are we gonna do with oranges? So they let us drink wine again. Thank you, sirs. There isn't a public railway system in Iceland. There isn't a railway system at all in Iceland. Wasn't this just a mildly interesting list of fun facts about Iceland that some weren't even true? Let me know in the comment what your favorite was, and press that like button for me. That seems to work for the algorithm. Thanks. See ya.